Put your boy on the block.
Yes, that's right, folks. Another episode of Big Brother Canada 10. Episode 13 of week 5. It's a Power Veto reaction with yours truly, Jeff at Nine-ish, joined by my brother Dave Mater.
Hello.
And Jaemeel with a uppercase L at the end of his name.
Squeezing the juice. Squeezing the juice.
Squeezing it out.
Squeezing the juice.
Jaemeel is what is on your mind tonight, Jaemeel, as far as this episode? I'm kind of sad because Herman is my least favorite player in this game, and he wins the veto.
Wait, really?
I don't
really?
like him.
You didn't enjoy?
Oh, I enjoy it. It's so ridiculous. At least he's giving me TV, but I'm not a fan of his. Yeah. But at the same time, I would take him over some of these other players that really bring nothing to the TV show. But that's another thing entirely. What is on your mind tonight about this cast? Because was Tynesha, I guess the question is was Tynesha the right replacement nominee, or should it have been the other choice, Helena?
You're asking me?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Oh, I'm so happy.
You wanted it to be Tynesha and not Helena.
You know why I'm so happy?
Why you're a big Helena fan?
Oh, no. Because I think my man is staying in the game.
Who's your man?
Play it.
Moose?
No, I would lose Tynesha.
That's right.
Moose, Bendago.
You think Tynesha's going home? You think Moose has the votes? And how many are voting this week?
9.
So they need 5. Who are the 5 that are voting out Tynesha? Is it Kevin?
Marty?
Kevin, Marty. Okay. Helena.
Mm-hmm.
Jace. Gino.
It's 5.
That's 5.
And then who is left out? Who's on the other side of that? Josh.
Summer. Herman.
Betty.
And Betty.
Okay. But they won't like that. So will it be a unanimous vote, or do you think it's going to be something?
Well, I don't think it's going to be a unanimous vote.
Could be 5-4, could be 6-3.
Well, let's keep in mind that if certain people find out that they're not going to win the vote, is Herman going to stay with Summer and Betty?
If he's going to be on the wrong side of the vote, you mean?
Correct. Yep.
Not Herman. He seems like too much of a opportunist to do that.
Yep.
So,
who's aligned with Tynesha?
Summer, Betty. What are you talking about? The siblings alliance?
Right. Like, what is that alliance exactly?
It is Summer, Betty, Helena, Jessica.
Is Helena in it? I thought it was just Summer, Tynesha, Jess, and Betty.
I don't know. That's why I was asking. But either way, it seems like it's a girls' alliance.
It's like a version of the Mandem, but you know what? You're right. It's a version of the Mandem, but with the exception of Jessica, Helena is in for Jessica's spot.
But it seems like that's something like, you create. It seems like you create many alliances in the Big Brother game, right? And some of them are real, and some of them are not so real to you, and it's hard to kind of figure out what's real to some people and what's sort of not. And I think that's probably the hardest part about Big Brother, right?
The ultimate way to know if your alliance is real is if you vote together,
right?
And what's happened so far in this game is none of the alliances have been really real because every week it changes. It changes because they never can actually vote properly to vote out someone because everyone is putting up people in their alliance.
Right. Which all comes back to Kyle, right?
Even
you killed the alliance, Kyle.
Even before Kyle, Marty was doing it. Technically, Herman kind of did it too.
True.
Riddle me this: if Helena is sitting next to Moose, does Moose is Moose going to be safe there too?
No. Question mark? No.
You think Helena would stay over Moose?
I think there would be enough people pulling for Helena to stay.
What's the point of getting rid of Helena? What threat is she to anybody? But Jess wants Moose to go, right?
Right.
Like that was still like the state of affairs by the end of this episode. Yes,
So-
Dr.
so-
Crusher.
So what happened was, during the course of this episode, Jessica wanted Tanisha to go, and then she changed her mind, right? Saying that she wanted Moose to go, and then she was sorry before Tanisha. There was a thought where she was going to put Helena up, and then Marty convinced her hardcore to put Tanisha up instead. Because Summer and Tanisha were putting in work with Jessica, right? To convince them, you know what? The best way to make sure that Moose stays home is if you put up Helena. Or
Best way to make sure
Moose goes home.
Goes. You put up Helena, which I agree with. I think that was probably the best move.
Right? But Marty didn't want Helena up, wanted Tanisha up, because he thinks that Tanisha is a bigger threat.
And that's correct from Marty's perspective.
Yes.
Marty
So-
gets what he wants from his HOHs.
Marty
you know?
gets what he wants. Marty gets what he wants.
So is Marty the best position guy in the house in some ways? No.
No. Nope.
Josh is.
I would mention Kevin seems to be.
Kevin and Josh.
How the hell is Kevin the most connected guy in the house? We thought that this guy would be a first week boot.
It's because what is he able to do? He's able to control basically Jessica, right? He has Marty's ear. Marty tells him everything, right?
Right.
Who's his enemies? Betty. Betty loves him.
I feel like
Betty-
he's playing a very Andy Herron season 15 game, Dave. I know it was your first season you ever watched.
That's true.
And I feel like he's playing very much like Andy, and a lot of people won't like his. Well, it's, it's more just like their social interactions as far as everyone trusted Andy, and then they kind of just he got to the end that way. Basically it was always someone else.
Everyone was connected with Andy, and then when Andy ended up on the block because of his connection to McRae and Amanda.
Yeah, he pleaded for them to keep him, and then he betrayed them on the next one.
Right. Yeah, as quickly as he could. He was just like, nope. Andy was very determined. And I guess I could see the connections comparisons between Kevin and Andy. Although I just think Andy was considered less harmless than I think Kevin is interpreted as. I don't think anyone thought of Andy's being super smart.
I think they thought he was, kind of harmless for the first half of the game, and then was, he wasn't really like a big threat.
But they were like, we got to get Judd out of here.
Right. Judd was a big threat.
Judd was the threat? Spencer?
They had to get him out of a double, Dave. I know this is season 15, so long ago. But with this season of season 10 of Big B Canada, I don't know. Like, for me, Tanisha going on the block, I just think if Jess is aligned with her, what are you doing? It seems stupid to put her. Well,
Yes.
she thought she was with the whole sibling thing, and like even Tanisha says at the end, it's like, "Oh, we we're gonna align with you, and then did you do this? Not gonna happen now.
But
You're gonna go back
I
to
think
your island."
Summer said it was like it's not really their first option was the siblings. It was just kind of a backup plan, and they used it to kind of keep themselves off the block initially, but it didn't really work here for the renom portion because Jess. Okay, like the choice not to put up like Gino or Jacey-Lynne here or whatever because you don't want to lose them. Does Jess have them?
But also, if she puts them up, they're probably going to take out Gino instead.
Well, I guess or Jacey-Lynne, right? You put up Jacey-Lynne next to
Dude, put out
Moose
Jacey-Lynne
over Moose.
No, what if you put Josh there?
But she has a good relationship with Josh.
See, that's why she doesn't, right?
Yeah. Same thing why she never put up Kevin.
So she doesn't have a good relationship with Tanisha then. She can't.
No.
In comparison to other people, no.
Right. And I'm going to lose a draft pick over this.
Hey, dude, you know what? Don't talk to me about like losing people, okay?
Survivor. Well, in Survivor,
3 in a
it's,
row.
I'm one person. I'm one person left in all of reality television.
just
Give
Moose.
me this, Dave.
Give me
Yeah.
Give me this.
I still have Gino to fall back on here in the draft. So it's
Tanisha was playing a really good game, and that's not to say that it's guaranteed that she's going home, but she's been playing a really good game. But a lot of people from since earlier on, i.e. Marty, has been saying that she is a big threat and has been like telling people that for weeks on end.
Yeah, I think Tanisha is kind of a threat. On the other hand, I don't find Tanisha incredibly rootable. I have her in the draft, and I'm not even really fully invested in Tanisha. And if she goes tomorrow, I think it's maybe a good thing for the season in some ways, because I think that her and Summer is able. I think I would like to see Summer become a little bit more fluid without Tanisha, I guess, sort of.
Summer
as a
is
duo.
already so fluid.
I know, but I would like to see that more so, I guess. I'm more interested to see what Summer does without Tanisha in the game.
She doesn't need Tanisha. Tanisha needs Summer.
Yeah.
Tanisha needs Summer more than Summer needs Tanisha. I would agree with that, yeah. And I think that and Moose, but is Moose, what's Moose bringing to the table? You know, in
Not much.
comparison.
Fun.
Fun. He was trying. Okay, and the whole thing tonight with him and Betty, Jeff, and all that,
Right.
and everything with Jessica and everything that played out there. What do you guys think of that?
Well, Betty's not a great player. Moose is also not great. Like, there was just a lot of like, I'm just going to sit in bed and think about this. And then Betty's like, I'm just going to say nothing and walk by you in silence. It's like, wow, this is fantastic TV. You know, they literally had to do a voiceover with Moose. I was like, oh my God, this is rough.
That was terrible. I was looking, they didn't have the sequence with Summer, Betty, and Betty, Jessica, and Moose never came, right? I didn't miss that, right? It was not in the episode.
Betty, I don't think so, but like,
which is so disappointing because that sequence was just amazing because Kevin was there too. And Kevin was just not saying anything because Jessica was like, I want to clear the air about what was said just to make sure that everyone's on the same page. And Moose, you said that they didn't belong there, right? And Kevin's like, Moose, I understand why you would say something like that, and you know, no hard feelings, right? And then the rest of the time, he's just looking back and forth while Betty and Moose initially start arguing, and then it becomes Jessica and Moose, and he's just there, and he's just sipping his mug. Because he has nothing to do with it. He's not gonna why is he arguing? He's not gonna argue, right?
No.
Moose and him already cleared the air like days ago.
Right. There's nothing. He just gets to there and soak it in.
So what ends up happening is, due to this argument and Jessica just going over the top, Betty and Moose eventually break bread and are in a better situation than Betty and Jessica were.
So is this what Betty does? Does Betty hate you and then she becomes your friend like she did with Kevin? Like she eventually the relationship's stronger after this fight? From Betty's perspective, at least, I guess, with Moose and with Kevin.
She's just very vocal about her feelings, right?
Yes, that's putting it lightly.
Yeah, but she also doesn't need other people defending her, and I think Jessica's relentlessness regarding the situation kind of left a sour taste in Betty's mouth.
How would you say this HOH is going for Jess?
Terrible.
Nobody's doing good at HOH though. The cast is almost impossible. They're like a bunch of wild sheep, and they're you can't hurt them. You know, there's a wolf loose.
They were saying this is the fourth week on the show. Is it the fourth week?
Yeah, I think so.
We're week 5 now.
There's been 11 people nominated so far in the season.
Yeah, no, nothing's consistent. It's complete chaos.
That's good.
It's kind of interesting to watch. It's abnormal. I wouldn't even call it good. It's abnormal.
You the two initial nominees, every single week, one of those nominees gets taken off the block. Every single week.
And then next week, Herman's alliance will win, and then it will be completely opposite. wherever Herman's with, if he's with anybody. It feels like him and Moose are on an island in the house now that Jess won HOH. So completely flipped everything.
Right, but
Jess
then
won
when
HOH.
Tynesha goes, maybe, right? If Tynesha goes tomorrow, then
Right.
they're like that was a big number for Herman, and he's like weakened, right, as a result of this.
Herman's been trying to put together this strong person's alliance because he doesn't like the fact that Summer and Tanisha keep continuing to just throw challenges.
He's regretting aligning with them. They're a bunch of losers, not top 5 car salesmen.
Tanisha technically is not throwing, and she's done well relatively. She almost won HOH. She almost won Veto a bit ago when Moose won. So she's at least like being up there. Summer is like, oh, I got the first question wrong. Oh, I was staring at, Champagne Poppy's muscles and I got the questions wrong. Like, sure, it's fine for her, but she needs to like cool it in terms of how she's talking about throwing, right? Because it seems pretty obvious that she is. And then Betty's just awful.
But Herman wants to put together this strong person alliance.
He keeps on trying to propose it. So he keeps on going to Gino, goes to JC, goes to Marty, right? Goes to Jessica, right?
But why is he's won a couple things, I guess, Herman, right? So I guess he has a little bit of a resume. But like, what's in it for Gino to work with Herman, right? Like, I guess if he's in power, if Herman's in power, then he's safe. Okay, I guess. But like,
when all of them in power, there's like, when you're in Big Brother, it's fine to have an alliance. But if your alliance has no power, then you're at the mercy of whoever is HOH.
Right. It might be Jess.
And if Jess is like Jess, Marty,
Kevin,
Herman are the only people that have won 2 challenges.
Oh, okay, 2 challenges. Yeah,
right?
Kevin hasn't won anything, right?
Kevin hasn't won. Kevin doesn't need to win anything right now.
Yeah. Will he ever?
Probably.
It's gonna be the great. Maybe this is like the great underdog story of Kevin this season.
We could talk more about that in the spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. Just what else was on the episode tonight? Yeah, it's. You're right, Jeff. It's abnormal. The season's kind of the dynamics of it. I think we're just thrown off completely by. I keep coming back to Kyle and just his HOH was so weird, and then like his whole alliance then had to turn on him, and then Jess wins, and then it's like they're now it's either gonna be Moose or Herman. Okay, now it's gonna be Moose or Tynesha, but like, and then if like, I don't know, if Marty wins next or Kevin wins next or Betty wins next, like anything could happen, right? So it's like
it's really interesting, guys, like Jess specifically, because with Kyle, he wanted the same people out, really. I mean, at the end of the day, I think if he saw that Moose and Herman were on the block to start the week after he left, he would be like, oh, great, that's what I would have wanted. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where Kyle was going. So it's funny that Jess was so anti-Kyle. Like that's what's so crazy about this house. Nobody makes sense. There's no clear 2 sides. It's like, I'm with you, but no, I don't like that guy, and he likes me. It makes no sense. It's just like ridiculous. Like, it's chaos.
There's only one side I care about, and we'll talk about the spoilers.
Moose's side?
Oh, well, you know what? Let's say I do lose Moose. I'm still happy about what's coming out of spoilers. So
okay. Yeah, like in terms of like what else happened on the episode.
Did you like the challenge?
The challenge, it was okay. I mean, they had to run around and find things that match the prices or whatever, and then use a stick to like hang it. Okay, whatever.
I didn't really like it that much.
I didn't care for it.
No, it was lazy. I was surprised. Usually Big Brother Canada has better production value.
You know why?
But it was the winners. It was the winners episode.
Losers episode.
It really right. They should start a clothing store, winners and losers. And then,
shove it, losers.
You come into winners. Oh no, you're looking for that at losers. This is winners.
They got like $5,000, right, at the end of this thing too. Herman got $5,000.
Yeah,
for
he got
winning this challenge?
$5,000. The big chain. He got to dance around like he was
An idiot.
on the an idiot and on the moon,
It's
and
great.
like it was really good TV. But at the same time, just like I hate this guy. Like you're not rootable. Like you
But
are.
Jessica being such a wet blanket is also so.
Oh no, they both suck. Like I'm not a cheer. I'm not like pro
And-
Jess. I'm anti everybody. This is why Big Brother Canada has problems for me. It's the casting. It's like where do they find these people?
Some of them are
Like,
weird.
Jessica's like, I don't always like Jessica's outfits could be 50-50. This one was just an absolute miss. I was telling Dave off the channel, I'm like, is there another one of that exact same outfit but just a reflection of it? Like it's
The black and white,
Tweedledee and Tweedledum, yeah.
the black and white. Like
Yeah.
it's like that episode of Star Trek where the guy's black on one side and white on the other side or whatever.
Frankie
Let this be your
Gorshin?
battlefield.
Right,
Is that?
Let that be your last battlefield. Yeah, we
Yeah.
did it a long time ago in Ted Treks. Like it was like the third episode ever we did.
That's basically what she looked like. Yeah.
It's like, I don't like you. You're black on white. I'm white on black.
Oh, there you go. Perfect soundbite. Overall, there's a bunch of people in the house that where I'm just like, okay, whatever. Like
Josh, I don't find this guy rootable. He's so
No.
boring.
Kevin and the Helena thing, like where they're sitting in that room on day 3, they're like, we're together, right? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, this isn't real.
This is not real. Kevin and Helena would never talk. Like they just don't seem like they have anything to vibe on. Am I right? Am I right about that? Like they don't seem like they would ever connect.
All right,
We gotta
let's
get
get there.
spoilers.
Let's
We-
get
I-
there.
like just it's
Double.
not even the episode as much as like what they could be giving us, right?
No, it isn't. Double. Let's talk about the double.
We're going to the double tomorrow night's the double eviction, guys. So I'm really
8:30.
excited. Yeah, and do you think they suspect it? Oh, I guess we have to wait till spoilers.
They
But-
probably always
No,
talk
I don't
about
think
it.
they-
I don't think they see it coming. No.
No,
But they
Okay,
said
good.
like chain of safety. I'm like, what is that? That doesn't sound like.
They can't even keep their alliances straight. Like they don't see doubles coming. That's the level of like strategy of the house that we're seeing, I think.
I'm curious to see how they what the chaos a double might have on this house. It's right, especially in in the midst of a Jess HOH.
It's not gonna help it. It's you know what I mean? Like it's not gonna like, oh, now there are two clearly defined sides.
Right.
No.
I think the lamest thing that can happen is Jess goes out in the double. Right. In the second part of it, I mean, right? Like because she obviously
Who would be the most interesting person to go out and double?
Herman.
No, that's just because you don't like him.
It's the most interesting to me.
Fair enough.
All right, we're gonna jump into the spoiler section. If you don't want to know, don't keep listening. And we'll catch up on the double eviction tomorrow night. But if you do want to know what's coming, stick around. And we're gonna be talking about that. Plus, check out our other podcasts like Live Long and Podcast, Trivial Debates, our friends' podcasts, the Hellbound podcast with Michael Chan and Alex Blackburn, a horror podcast, as well as Let's Talk About Fighting Games, hosted by Sam Jerka, along with Sonic Smash Bros. Seth. Anyway, let's get over to it. Yeah, we talk about it all the time. Anyway, let's get into the spoiler section, everybody, and we hope you enjoy the ride. Oh shit! I have to like move that over and get it over here. And here
There you go.
That's right.
So
Okay.
I'm excited for the 3-person alliance. That's so great.
What is
3-person alliance. Kevin, Josh, and Helena. They're 3-person alliance. So
Okay.
What? This is the weirdest alliance ever.
so Kevin and Josh have a conversation, and Kevin's like staring at Josh as Helena leaves, and he's like, "I know what you're doing. It's exactly the same thing that I'm doing, right? And like, people might not be able to read you, but I can read you, right? And me and you were playing like exactly the same type of game, right? Where we're just looking to like just incite chaos and." And Josh is like smiling and like laughing along with him, and they're like, the three of us, we can control like every vote going on, and it's gonna get bloody, and that's gonna be great because where chaos is, we succeed. And then you'll hear comments like, wait, I wanna quote it specifically because it's so great of what Kevin says to Josh. If I can find this specific clip, basically, Kevin's like, you know what? I don't think I could. Me and you, we can go straight to the end, and you'll beat me. You'll just clear my clock. And it's like, you're so good. It's like, I know I'm sexy, right? And they just start laughing at each other. They're like so vibing. It's ridiculous. It is like, and then Josh is like, it's so bad. He's like, I know you like it. Then they start. They're so totally on the same page. Right?
Josh and Kevin,
totally on the same page.
Wouldn't have seen this coming.
Well, because we've seen Kevin's been such a character, but if you think about it, for Josh has been playing like a low-key version, somewhat, right? He's to himself, not particularly down on himself or anything like that. He's in everyone's ear. When Jessica asks him what's going to happen, he doesn't give an opinion. He says, well, if you put this person up, this is what's going to happen. If you put this person up, this is going to happen.
It reminded me a lot of Derek when in those moments tonight, because I see Josh having some merit to his game. I just find him as a very uninteresting as a TV character, especially his diary. But
well, same thing with Helena.
Oh.
Helena isn't doing much. She's like with everyone, but she's like, hey, let's just keep it between us. And then they actually do. They have her in conversation. They have her in the room during conversation, and she immediately like goes and tells people. Like, who is it? I think Marty. Betty told. Marty told Betty about Tanisha. Right, about the plan for Tanisha, and Betty immediately went and told Amanda, and of course Helena was there, so Helena went and relayed that information back
to who?
To, I believe it was Jessica as well.
Okay, and so what's the net result of that?
So knows that she can't necessarily trust Betty. People can't trust Betty.
I could have told you that.
But then at the same time, you can't also trust Marty as well, because Marty blabs all the goddamn time about everything. Right. And his excuse when confronted is like, I was getting a massage from Betty, and it just felt so comfortable. Like, what kind of excuses?
Betty gives out massages?
Yes, she does.
To Marty?
Yeah, everyone's getting massages from people.
Yeah, so these massages. If you guys were in the house, would you want massages?
I wouldn't turn down a shoulder massage. It gets tense.
I'm particularly not a fan of people touching my shoulders, so I'm not a fan.
So do you think that would hurt your game?
Happen. Huh?
Do you think that could hurt your game if you were like,
don't? I think people will respect my
boundaries,
my boundaries and everything.
Does it create a connection with the other players? The physical touching, you think?
We can look. I'll do CC my playmate. I'll do when you eat our Smarties and everything. I know all the
patty cake.
Yeah, I gotta know all of them, right? Mm-hmm. Right. We can be there. We'll do. They'll get some jumping rope. We'll do double dutch and everything like that. That's cool. I have other ways to connect with people.
Double Dutch rudders.
Yeah.
Right.
If getting back massages is the only way for people to connect in like.
Yeah, you got to
go with the house. Your game's pretty garbage and good luck.
But you think of like a Cody Calafiore type who, he used to flirt, cuddle, whatever you want to call it, with everybody.
If you want,
not as tight as ally Derek.
No, you never did it. I never saw him cuddling with Derek.
Derek's like, no, the squad's watching. Can't do that.
But he would cuddle with like Frankie, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, that's Frankie Grande.
Yeah. Frankie Grande.
Yes.
Zach Rance?
Oh, yeah. You probably do think.
Yeah.
Does this not excite you?
it does excite me. I want to see it. I want to see it to believe it. Like, because and I don't think like Helena and Josh are the most rootable in the house, but I do like it for Kevin's game. So,
I like the thing like Josh did today, where he was like, I don't know why Moose is asking me to play with him or whatever, because I wasn't going to save him anyway. Like, I was like, we just have to give the players a chance. But yeah, he's a little monotone. He needs to kind of like just kind of deliver his, because he has good material. He's just got to learn.
I think he's not what from what I can tell, he's kind of got a decent mind for the game, and I think he's well positioned in the game. But I think in terms of like selling himself as a character, like I think even like I think of like Casey from BB9, or is it BB20 maybe?
Oh, he's better than Casey.
Is he? Like at least she was like, "Let's go!"
Oh, I didn't
Right.
Lord,
I was
we don't need people yelling "Let's go."
At least it got me fired up, not like Josh.
First of all, she cannot claim. Nobody can claim "Let's go." Everybody freaking says it this day. It's not your catchphrase.
She started it.
She did not start it.
No, everyone says that in any sport now because I have no idea why. It's where you going. Let's go where?
Let us go.
To the X.
Yeah. Let's go to the X. Yeah, you know what? That's what I'm gonna say when everyone says "Let's go to the X."
Let's go to the X.
And then we start like, "Let's go to the X."
Oh baby,
let's
go to the X.
Second time this week that's what has done the "Oh baby" when I made that reference.
yeah.
Oh baby,
oh baby,
let's go to the X.
Do.
Okay.
Doing the walk
let's say tomorrow. Josh wins.
Dave, even before that, talking about this 3-person alliance, think about how they're situated, right? Josh is tight with Gino, tight with Herman, tight with Summer, Helena, tight with Summer, right? Tight with JC, tight with Jessica, Kevin, tight with Jessica, tight with Marty, right? Technically tight with a good set of the house.
Jess.
If these 3 people are together, they're just moving chess pieces around because people listen to them. Josh, in the current plan or the plan of that thing, Josh is not like they saying, Josh, don't vote for vote for Moose to leave because we don't need your vote. We have enough, so you can maintain relations on that other side, right?
Right.
If Herman ends up staying with that other side, we could even say like that is Helena voting and Herman flipped.
Let's say like Jess survives this double eviction, right?
Yeah.
And she's HOH next week as well. What would that do to the house? I think that the house might implode. Not for everybody. I think
she would have to put up Betty for sure.
Imagine Betty went HOH, then the house would really implode.
Yeah, it's like everyone's like nobody move, nobody
nobody make any eye contact. Hopefully we all can fly under the radar. Because who would Betty put up?
He's like, Herman, how dare you disrespect me?
Yeah.
I deserve to be here.
Oh, you're gonna say that about me? Oh, is that how? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Herman and Betty going at each other would be. I have to see it. Please make it happen.
Yeah, like Betty fighting with anybody still entertains me because she's so intense, and she's just
passes a mirror and starts yelling at the mirror.
Yeah, how dare you?
How dare you?
Gonna respect me?
Eyeballing me?
Oh wow, that's sus.
That's
and
sus.
like well, you just
wow.
Like when Kevin was like, "I'm coming for you."
I don't even want to hear from you. Stop it. Don't even talk to me.
Oh, don't even like. You're just gonna say that? Like you're coming for me? You're just gonna say that?
Well, I'm coming for you.
Wow, that's sus. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Betty would be a great HOH.
The house burns down. It's like how Betty got HOH.
I would like another. I would love a repeat of Jessica just to see like people like Herman just squirm and just hate it for the rest of the week, and other players like Gino and others just kind of like, we're just gonna ride this wave.
Honestly, the way she should have played a week was she should have done the opposite of what she did, which is if she put up Tanisha and Moose, right, or Tanisha and Herman, right, and then backdoor Moose.
Why? Well, Moose says this tonight in his like confessional. He's like, I understand completely why Jess targets me because Jess has been sort of at the top of my list to go. So he thinks it's the right move for them. But on the other hand, like I think you should have tried harder, Moose, in some ways, and Herman for that matter. But Herman managed to take himself down because he's a top 5 car salesman in Canada, and he's good with numbers and going for big cash
Price
payouts.
tags. You're putting price tags on the vehicle all the time. That's why.
Right. Okay. Well, guys, we're gonna end up early here tonight because
let's end it early.
unless you have anything else from the spoilers to report.
Just keep watching the spoilers. I'm going to send you all the clips. So
okay, I'm going to check those out because we got the double eviction tomorrow. There's a lot to break down for that. Plus, I got another podcast tomorrow on Live Long and Podcast. I'm going to be talking about Star Trek Picard Season 2, Episode 5 with Jodie Simpson and Davin Skellhorn. And we'll see if Adam makes it. It's called Fly Me to the Moon, and it's directed by Jonathan Frakes, Riker himself.
Fly me to the moon.
Yeah, we might get some Vic Fontaine. Who's to say what we're in store for in the year 2024 over there on it? Oh, we got go to 58.
No, sorry. This is it. No, this is for you. Your pleasure after.
Oh, thank you, Jaemeel. And what else do we got going on? We got our friends, the Hellbound podcast. Michael Chan, Axe Blackburn. We got my son Eamon Mater's got his podcast called Let's Talk About Fighting Games. Where you can listen to on Spotify. There's buttons and things. You can listen to Davin Skellhorn's podcasts. He's got a Super Nintendo. Davin Skellhorn's podcast called Locutors of Trek, his Star Trek podcast with Dave Pugsley. And he's also got X-Men, the animated series, X-Rated, where they talk about that show. Great content over there. Trivial Debates as well. Our monthly show, we are with movies, TV, sports, and more. Most recently, Max Duda, maybe the worst host in Trivial Debates history.
Wow, you want to upgraded?
That's the legend I'm going with. That seems to be the popular opinion a few days after the fact. It's like the Oscars. It's like we've had time to come down from the shock of it all. With Max Duda's Reign of Terror as the host of Trivial Debates.
Reign of Terror. Jeez.
He was like evil Chakotay in the Mutiny episode.
Or he was like the Chakotay with that really big tattoo in the non-married
the Year from Hell
in Living Witness. So okay, all those different things, check them out. We'll be back tomorrow night, and I'll make sure to get the clip right this time, guys, with Arissa Cox. Doing the play out here, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Please do not react, and remember, someone is always watching.